So it was the beginning of 2017, so January 2017. And we were both on Bumble. We've matched with each other, and we had been planning some kind of date in the future. It would have been maybe 2 weeks out from the time that we met. And at some point, she just texted me and she told me, she says, hey, I have nothing going on tonight. Like, you know, what are you doing?
I remember saying like, hey, like, we should get coffee. And you were like, yeah, that sounds great. And I like didn't respond right away. I probably waited like 10 minutes. And then I texted him, so when do you want to get together? And he goes, oh, I'm actually on my way. And I was like, same. And I had to like run out the door to get there.
I made it to the coffee shop first. I sat outside, it's just, waiting. It's just trying to figure out which one it might be. Which car is it?
I like got out of the car and I was walking up and he was like standing outside and he like was wearing these dark blue jeans and this nice jacket, like not a sweatshirt, like a nice pea coat. I was like, there's no way, like there's not a chance that this is the guy like waiting for me, like standing outside waiting for me, and yet it was.
So we just sat around and we chatted about, where we were, what we were doing in life, and the time escaped us. You added up and it's like we were there for 3 hours just chatting.
Until they asked us to leave.
Until they kicked us out. We didn't want to leave. We were just so entranced with each other that it just didn't matter.
We started officially dating like 2 weeks after we met in person and said I love you a month later, and then we're talking about getting married a month after that. I didn't know that like relationships could just be easy. Having somebody who like genuinely every single day I'm so excited to see and so excited to spend time with, even if we're doing stupid stuff like going to the grocery store, it's better when we're doing it together.
Yeah.
When we were first dating, like I had a lot of insecurities and he never once asked me to change who I was or how I was, but instead he provided support for me to do so. He's loved me for exactly who I am while always giving me room to grow into somebody better.
She's so loving and like so like concerned with what I have going on or like how I'm balancing my work life and stuff like that. I just want to do things to make her happy. I want to do things to like encourage her to grow because I know that she does the same thing for me.
When we were first dating, it like didn't take us all that long to say that we loved each other. But one of the things that we used to do, like when we wanted to say it, like before we said it, is we used to just tell each other like, you are great. And like 4.5 years later, like he's still the greatest thing that's ever come into my life. This is like the first big event for the majority of our family, like since COVID started. And I think that like, as scary as it's been like planning a wedding over the past 1.5 years, it's also been so exciting to like have celebrating with us be the reason that we're all getting back together again. It's left both of us just in awe that all these people are willing to come out for us.
Everyone is just offering help in every way, shape, and form that you can think of, and there's like so much support.
It's been really humbling and really heartwarming.
Amanda, through our own stride and effort, we find ourselves crossing one of the many milestones ahead of us. I knew in my heart that we would succeed in so many ways, our relationship being one of them. And I want to tell you from the bottom of my heart that you're great. About that phrase, you're great, I recall us saying it to each other when we first started dating. It was harmless as it stands by itself, but for me I was using it for something else. It was in exchange for I love you, and I couldn't risk rushing our relationship by saying it too soon. Our time together was just too perfect to be believable. We have all just heard about our first date, but there was something about our second date that I want to share. In February 2017, we had planned to have lunch in Davis, nice and simple. However, as our time drew to a close, I just couldn't let it go by so easily. So despite the rolling showers outside, on a whim, I asked if we could mosey around the city. By sheer luck, and no planning on my part, we found ourselves in an art gallery. It was the last stop before we'd be back at our cars. Desperate for more time with you, I said we should go inside, and I'm glad you agreed, because within that gallery, our first kiss followed soon after. That day was so incredible, it was hard to believe, and now here we are in another such capacity, enjoying our day. For the days that are ahead of us, I can look to our past travels. We have had so many great trips together, whether it's a short drive to bury our toes in the sand, or an hours-long plane ride to a foreign land. I couldn't be happier with you there. I can't wait to fill our globe to the brim, Amanda. I love you, and I promise to always do so. If the past year has showed me anything, it's been how well we support each other. Together we made sure to spend time with each other, even when our schedules became strained. Together, we would help one another and set us up for success in the face of adversity. Together we would lend an ear and offer advice when our thoughts may be flustered. And though I would not wish the same circumstances of the prior year to continue, I promise to continue supporting you all the same. We are both fortunate enough to have amazing families and true friends that we can turn to for support and guidance should we ever face adversity. I'm overjoyed to have you in my life, and I can guarantee I'll do whatever it takes to keep it that way. I love you, Amanda.
Hey baby, we made it. I can vividly remember seeing you when I arrived at our first date. It was a cold January night, but you were waiting outside for me when I arrived. You wore Chucks and dark blue jeans and a gray pea coat, and you were the most handsome man I had ever seen in my life. I couldn't believe that you were standing there waiting to meet me. And now here we are again. You're still the most handsome man that I've ever seen, standing and waiting to meet me. Since that day, I've always looked at you with a sense of awe, but it has grown deeper as I've gotten to know what an incredible man you are. You are loyal and hardworking and dedicated. You are one of the most intelligent people that I've ever met, with a genuine love for learning that I have never seen in anybody else. When we first met, I was going through a period of uncertainty in my life. You never once tried to change who I was, but instead you supported me and gave me the space to grow and heal myself. I promise to always support you and give you room to grow as we change throughout the rest of our lives. I promise to always be your number one fan and your biggest cheerleader, and I will brag about you and your accomplishments even when you're too humble to do so yourself. I don't know if you remember this conversation, but a few months after we started dating, I told you that this felt too good to be true, and I asked you how I could be sure that you would never leave me. And you told me that you would show me if I could just give you the time to prove it. And every single day since we started dating, you have showed up and proved your dedication and your love for me. I vow to show up for you every single day for the rest of our lives. I promise to always show you my dedication and my love for you as you have always done for me. I've loved the adventures that we've gone on together, and I've loved our quiet nights at home. I've loved our road trips together, whether we have a destination in mind or not. I vow to always try new things, see new places, and challenge myself to think outside the box with you. Growing up, books and movies taught me that love was to be hard. Love was something that I was going to have to wake up every single morning and fight for it. And then maybe, just maybe, it could work out in the end. But Aaron, loving you has been easy. We fell in love so easily and when we least expected it. You're the greatest thing that's ever happened to me, and I have never once doubted that you were the right person for me. I have loved every single day that I have had the privilege to spend with you. I'm going to tweak one of my favorite quotes about love, and it goes something like this. If somebody were to ask me what my description of paradise is, it would be this morning with you having coffee. I vow to always view our mornings together as nothing short of paradise. I vow to continue to cherish every moment with you because, Aaron, a lifetime of moments with you still wouldn't be enough. I love you. have so much, like, as individuals that we want to accomplish, and I feel like tomorrow is us sharing with the world that, like, we want to do all of those things together. Just like grocery shopping together is better than grocery shopping alone. Like, the same thing applies out even when magnified to bigger life events. When I think about milestones in my life, I see them all with Aaron and wouldn't want them without him.
There are so many like milestones that we have in front of us, whether it's Amanda finishing her 50 states or me getting past 10, or if it's us seeing the Northern Lights or something like that. It's like, okay, those are magnificent things on their own, but why would I want that without you?
Just being able to fill each other's lives with joy and laughter, and it's something that we've done every day for the past 4.5 years, and I hope that we get to do it for the next 45, 50, 60 years.
Deal.